Hey guys, Swedish RC here. Today I'm gonna start building the Losi Micro Crawler with additional parts from Billet-Works Design. You can check out Billet-Works Design at billet-works.com or contact Don, which is the owner of Billet-Works. You can contact him at don@billetworks.com. Now, let's get started on the build. What I'm gonna start with is the entire front end of the crawler. Basically gonna start off with the front bulkhead and the steering hub. Here we have one ball bearing here. We're gonna mount the steering hub onto here. So this is the top. The steering servo is gonna go onto here. Now we just want to mount the hub. It's gonna go like that. With that in place, I'm gonna mount the dog bone onto there. You can see it's pretty tiny. It should just slide in like this nicely, I'm hoping. Yep, there we go. With that one in place, I'm gonna put on the one of the gears in here. Now for you, if you're not familiar with crawlers, you should know that this is, like most other crawlers, a solid drive axle, which means that there is no differential, basically. I notice now that I have to keep my finger here to push the dog bone all the way in, so that this gear will have something to mount onto. Now, that one in place, these two gears in place, I'm gonna put on the other side of the bulkhead. I'm so excited to get this thing up and running. It's gonna be a blast. Now I did the same thing for the other side as well, you know, put the dog bone through and the steering hub on. Now I got a total of 4 screws, if I'm not... Yep, 4 screws. No, yep, 4 screws it is. 4 screws to lock the bulkheads together to each other. Let me do that now. Okay, now with that one in place, I'm just gonna try to spin this around a bit. See if it works. Looks like it. I'm gonna mount the out drive on there. Now these things are tiny, so I hope that you bear with me here, because it isn't a simple build. So there we go. Hopefully this will spin if we are lucky. And it does. And since this is a crawler, you can see it takes a long time for me to get these to spin a full lap, because it is a crawler. They are supposed to have a lot of torque. They're not supposed to be fast. They are only supposed to be able to crawl nicely, and I think this will do the job. Now I'm gonna continue on with actually mounting the hubs. I'm sorry I said hubs before, but these are basically the carriers for the hubs. Here are the real steering hubs. So let me put these in place. Now you have the outdrive here. I want to time the axle there so it is on correctly. There we go. Now we have 2 fat screws that are... The heads are basically 2, you need a 2mm hex wrench for that, which is one of these bastards, and that's the biggest head on any of these screws on this car or crawler, as far as I'm concerned, because it's usually the micro type. So I don't want to screw this in too far, or it will be difficult to actually steer. It won't be as smooth at all. Let's get this in place as well. And I want to back it out a bit. Okay, running pretty smooth. That's what you want. If you want good steering that will not put a lot of pressure on the servo, you want to be pretty careful with this. Now I'm just gonna mount the other side's hub as well. Okay, so now I got the other one in as well. What I'm gonna do now is basically to mount the... I'm gonna put on the servo attachment mounts basically. And these ones go straight into here on the plate on the side here. There we got one in place. And two in place. Now the servo is gonna go on, and it's supposed to go like this if I'm not mistaking. No, this is the way. You want the rod to face downwards. Now there are 4 screws to mount the servo to the mounts that I just screwed on basically. Now with the servo in place, I'm gonna put in 4 screws that I almost forgot. Partly reason because they are so goddamn tiny. But basically these are gonna go locking the hub carriers onto the bulkhead itself. Okay, so with those in place, it's time to put the steering linkage on there. Now I'm not sure which way this is gonna go. Oh, okay, it's gonna go like this. I don't really have anything to say about this. There's nothing special about this one. Okay, basically guys, before I could actually put this on, I had to change the direction of the steering hubs, because you know I'm used to it being backwards like this, but on a crawler apparently they are forward because the servo is in the very front. I apologize, but you didn't have to see that. It was off camera, so no worries. Now I'm just gonna put this on and then I'm done for today. One thing to keep in mind here as well is that you want these one to float freely like it does now. Okay, now I am hopefully done. You can see here, if I have done something wrong, please let me know. I don't think so. Everything should be on pretty nicely. So that's it for part 1. This is the entire front end of the crawler. Since this is not going to be a stock build, I'm going to have a lot of parts from Billet-Works Design. There are going to be a couple of modifications done to it, and I will let you know when we'll get to that. Probably not in the next video, because that video will cover the rear. After that I will build the entire, you know, center with the transmission and everything, and then I'll put everything together as one piece. But basically I just want you to know that you shouldn't really take this video as a educational video. Maybe kind of a little bit, but I am a noob to building crawlers, so this is just a little fun way for me to share my experiences. And personally I enjoy watching build videos, and I hope that you enjoy watching this video as well. So yeah, see you in the next video where I'm gonna build the rear end, as I said. Bye for now.